when the goal went in. It was a, how can I say that? It was, we spoke about these issues. They're gonna pressurize into the middle, but I think it's generally sickness here in South Africa that we sometimes play balls through the middle in the build-up process from the first zone. So that cost us actually. And then we knew that the corners are very dangerous. That's not a bad team. That the position on the lock doesn't show actually that how this team can play. So the first then when they get the goal, it was for us a bit of shock to get back to the concept that we worked out. So there are not much. There are certain elements we need to look, but the build up first zone into the second zone, we really have problems in that. So teams that understands to lock the certain aspects into it. We don't want to build up in certain way that everybody knows. So there are elements that we're working on it and didn't work out for us in the beginning. And then obviously for me it was important that we come into the halftime. And then we'll discuss that in halftime. But we can also the entries, the last third, that the right decisions, last pass, last shot. Right in the beginning, Amadou had a possibility to Prince. He was already on the same line on him. He had a full sprint. So he just passed the ball to the side and he's available again for the back pass. So then he would have been totally open line to score. So these are small elements that is actually there's a bit missing. These entries, that sweet feet, what we know. So we're going to the traffic instead of really sucking the players out and find on those elements. And so that's what we're working on it a bit. I think second half. Then after the after the we scored the goal, I think then we were consolidating and we were actually on song and they lift the game. The boys lift the game to the next level. I think we had here and there good chances, and Amadou had another one. Some good crosses actually came in. The entries to the golden zone was sometimes we're too late into it. So the next step into the entry. So you need to the goals are scored in the box. You need to have certain elements that you have at least three players in the box to score. So that was not enough for us. And then obviously I think second half was no any more changes. We locked the game after we went 2-1 up. We locked the game completely. Actually, then you still want to do too much instead of really looking into the basics. Obviously, it's a young team. They have a lot of possibilities and a lot of energy. They want to put it in. But I love when Shakil came on. He had a little bit of a get into the game and then actually looked very good on those one against one situation over the sides. And I think for me, man of the match should be Patrick. Patrick played a marvelous game. Also, his crosses when he came on, for me. But obviously the choices for other people. And for me today, after a long time, getting into the game, play a game like that, I take really my head off. I must say that's a great performance today.
Thank you, Coach. So we'll take questions from Rob. Well, Coach, my first one was actually going to be about Patrick. I mean, just how much of a confidence boost do you think that second goal was just for the team in general, not just Patrick, but obviously also Amadou breaking the duck with the brace?
Yeah, it's a bit when I came in, we had a lot of discussions also with himself. I found a player like that that pedigree that he had before. Looking into him, it's actually heartbreaking that he's trying to find somewhere some hold on, and obviously then one bad performance, second bad performance, and you think, well, what is in him? Can he deliver more? Is it an out and out striker, or is it a hanging striker, or is it a striker that is active in certain areas? So he's probably he has that cleverness that that sniffing possibility being right time on the right moment into those but then he needs a certain help to it. So we worked this week on Prince. I don't know why I'm saying always Michael to Prince. uh, Prince, the opposite movement to him. So actually, that one right in the beginning was there, and yeah, I think these are elements that we need to find a little bit more space, time to work on those entries. So I think this I call that automatism. It's automatic, and that will help also Amadou in his way forward. Today, I must say, uh, great performance. Not only those goals, good performance.
Coach, we've seen a lot of young players from the DDC in this captaincy team, and today I saw another name on the bench, City, Barcelona. Are we going to see more of these players now? Because City is currently was having one of the best players in the BBC, even though they're not obtaining the league. Are we going to see more of them?
Yeah, no, we need to be careful. So flooding is always nice too. Use policy is also good, but use policy you can also lose those players. So when they need to ready the intensity, you need to get right. You saw today there was here and there some really harsh situations in one against one situations where the PSL standard is that level. So they need to get used to that. And so our training session, the intensity of our sessions need to be lifted. I'm not happy with the intensity. So obviously we had this week really hard intensity sessions, and you could see Hashim get injured from that. So obviously we need to find also. I don't want to go overboard with that. So we need to be careful. And we're going now to a game from today on. We're going to start to think about that game in Sekakune for the cup. Obviously there will be a high tense game, and we need to lift our intensity up. So that's one of the major aspects. Use is used. That's nice. There's wonderful work what has been doing. These guys are doing, but we need to be also careful. We had 5 injuries today, and those injuries will come back next week. And so the club, the team looks much more, let me say, more stable in players' possibility that we can choose from. So really.
Coach, just in terms of the progress of the team, 9 points out of 12 now. I'm sure you are pleased with that, but what's the detail of what has stood out for you?
No. We need to put the brake on. So it's not only for us, the boys. We need to be also honest. There are a lot of also. It went our way in a lot of possibilities. You need to be saying that also. We had also that luck, that what is necessary to have in football. There's a lot of, you can analyze left, right, and center. Football has a lot of chaotic moments, which then we can give the boys certain aspects that they can hold on to, but the decision we can bring them to the sideline when the whistle goes. They're going to need to play. So obviously there's aspects, there's motivation, there is self-belief, we're going to lift the team. So through training sessions, to elements that makes them. So also we need to find the right combination. Sometimes the best players is not the right combination. So we say we want to see always these ball virtuosos in South Africa. Sometimes you don't need those ball virtuosos, too many of them at one time. So see Mokocho today with a wonderful game, which we could hold on certain aspects. That was for us important to have a player like that in the middle, even if he has not to do too much. But in the end, his presence and his organization pattern is for me very much important. So there are elements that needs to suit to each other. So there can be not the 11 best players sometimes are the best players that you need to.
Coach, what about the physical element? I mean,
Yeah.
you had a lot of youngsters there with pace, etc., but some of them you just
Absolutely.
blow and they fall over. I mean, they already, you praise them now, they really battle to
Yeah.
hold the ball. I mean, is it just time for them to
Yeah.
grow? How do you deal with it?
Intensity sessions. This is very much important. So this, like the use, this is a different issue because the intensity, the one against one situations, that is that what you need to deal with. He has the pace, he has the finesse, he has also the eye to do that. Then he needs to come into. Obviously, they will chop him because he has such ability. Obviously, there are elements in the game that sometimes they run too early into the traffic. So instead of really having step sucking players out and then use the space and the skills. On those years, what Jabo did. So because he's tiny, they will kick him out of his boots, and that's what happened today. So that will come through games. I said it. There is a big question that we need to actually discuss. That we say between 16 and 19 is in South Africa. This is the biggest problem. You can send in South Africa 11, 12, or the puberty area kids to Europe and play against Manchester United. You will see they will compete each other. But then it's happened between 16 and 19. What is happening there? I mean, I always say that we had in the Turkish FA, we came up with between 16 and 19, the clubs, the presentation to clubs, they should have at least 500 training sessions in these 3 years, 16, 17, 18, 500 training session at least, and 150 games. So you have those type, they don't grow in stands. They need to, when you look to those kids, how many games did they play in the season? So these are elements that we need to look into that to lift the South African football to another level. And these are everyone has to be on board in that. And then when you have these competitions with these youngsters, they will go to another level.
Coach, just apart from the talent that you've got on the field, you've got guys like Fortune, Keanu sitting in the stands. Are you? I know they start rehab and that in the coming weeks. Are you looking forward to actually getting to see what they can also bring?
They have to. I mean, they are standing players. They are players that played so many games in the PSL here. So the experience what they bring in that will help the team to also to stabilize a little bit more. Now we are now there. Now we need to consolidate. But I don't see that we are honestly that this five position is at the moment real. So we need to be a little bit more working on those elements. We had also some luck. We had also bad luck in last week in Bloemfontein. So we can discuss the penalty because we can discuss our chances what we missed. And we have done second half to control the game. We could have even scored that one goal and then you win on song again and maybe you win this game. So there are elements that we need to really be with both feet on the ground. Obviously now a lot of things has been done. We can target probably 40 points. So I think it's real, 40, 42 points. So then I hope that we have in March, we are completely consolidated, so be stable in waters that